What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Family Empire Houston Season 1, Episode number 4. And this episode was titled Kara Meltdown, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, you guys, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and discuss Family Empire Houston, shall we? So we are going to be off for 2 weeks, I believe it said. I no. We're gonna be off for until the 16th of August. Now I know that the Olympics start this week. I understood them being off for a week for the Olympics since for the opening and the closing. Okay, so I get it. But damn, never mind. It is what it is. We'll be back August 16th for the rest of season 1 of Family Empire. So from what I heard, I think it's 8 episodes this season. But I like the show. I definitely hope that they get a season 2. Now, this episode, we picked up where we left off at last week. And I'm glad it wasn't just me that was looking at Aunt Nikki and was like, girl, are you being serious right now? Because I promise you guys, I wasn't trying to laugh at Aunt Nikki, but I was just sitting there looking like, I don't know if I need. I was like, is she really crying? Because I didn't want to laugh at that. But her nieces were even questioning it, and I was like, okay, cool. I questioned it as well, right? So Keisha said, she ended. Remember, Keisha left, and she left because she did not want to have the conversation about her mother. Now, I think I said this last week. I wasn't beating up on Keisha because I said it last week and I knew I wasn't tripping because here's the thing when it comes to with Keisha, right? I said it. I said it. I said it. And this is not a get your gotcha to anybody. I'm just saying that I said it. You guys, I'm just saying that I said it. But in last week's review, I said it that I figured what was happening was the fact that probably the ex-girlfriend was, really close to the family, and to hear about the mother passing, I figured she probably just reached out to, check on her and see how she was doing. And that's exactly what happened, but it didn't happen in that particular way. What happened is Aunt Nikki reached out to the ex-girlfriend and told the ex-girlfriend to contact Keisha. And I was like, oh, Aunt Nikki, you ain't right, girl. But I mean, I get it. It's not. So you caused that issue between your niece and her girlfriend. I was like, okay, cool. But like I said, Keisha just didn't want to talk about it because it was triggering for her to talk about her mom, and I absolutely 100% understood it, and I got where she was coming from. Because there are times that I can talk about my mom and be fine, and then there are other times where I can't talk about her because it just brings back a flood of emotion. So I definitely understood Keisha in that moment. But yeah, you guys, that's what happened. But again, like I said, Aunt Nikki, girl, when you started crying, I was just like, okay, okay. So then after that, the next day or what, it might be the next day or whatever, we see Jermisha. So Jermisha is talking to Nicole, and she told Nicole that Justin was, upset because when he was, and he finally did sing. Now I didn't want to say it last week, but my girl Belle said it in her review when they showed that little clip of him singing. I was like, "Ooh, is that how he sounds?" But listening to him in the episode, he sounded better. So I was like, "Okay, cool, that's good." And then so he was upset because all of that happened happened right in front of the stage. And I was like, yeah, I get where he's coming from. Like, you guys kind of took the moment away from him just a little bit, but not entirely. So I got where he was coming from. And, Jermisha just suggested they check in on Keisha. And, Nicole was talking about her and Keisha, going to therapy and things of that nature. So Nicole says that she wants to go see Chris about the contract. So we see as Nicole is heading to Jaquita and Chris's house, right? So, she and Jaquita, they sat down, they caught up with each other a little bit, and then Chris came in. And so Nicole wants to go over the contract because she drafted up a contract and she emailed it to both Chris and to Jaquita, right? So they went over the contract. Now, what I will say is that production, you know how production is, they just played it up and sped it up because it probably, who knows if it was as long as what she said it was, right? What the production made it seem. Now, what I will say is, without us getting context of what's in the contract, it did sound like they may they may be, and this is a maybe because I don't know this to be truth, 100%. But to me, it kind of seemed like they were asking Chris to do more responsibilities and duties, but keeping him at the same pay. That's how I took it. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but that's what I was taking from it. And that's even what Chris said. He's like, y'all want me to set the same pay? Like, that's not gonna happen. He didn't like that contract because he called it a 360 contract, and I was like, okay, all right. But let me know what you guys think. What I will say is, at first I was kind of, I don't know, you guys. At first I teeter, right? I teeter when it comes to Chris, Nicole, and Jermisha with this contract. Because part of me, I'd be like, I'm on Chris's side, but then when you get more into it, it'd be like, but I can actually be on their side as well. So I don't know, but I definitely want you guys to just tell me what you guys think about this. Like, who side are you guys on? Like, do you guys agree with what Chris says? Are you guys Chris or Nicole and Jamisha? Let me know in the comment section, you guys, and we will go ahead and move on to the next scene, you guys. So the next scene is we see Aunt Nikki. So Aunt Nikki is in Jamisha's office, right? And they're talking about the show as well. So Aunt Nikki said that she did some things that she shouldn't have done. And here's again, like I said, I'm gonna say what I said earlier. Do I think Aunt Nikki was wrong for reaching out to the ex girlfriend? Yes, she should not have reached out to the ex girlfriend and told her to contact Keisha. What she could have, if she wanted to, if she what she could have done in that particular moment was she could have, it's fine to reach out to the ex-girlfriend and be like, hey, I don't know what's going on between you and Keisha right now. I don't know if y'all are together or if y'all are broken up, but I just want to let you know that her mom passed away, and leave it at that. And then you could tell Keisha, like, hey, I talked to your ex-girlfriend, because it seems like for her to tell a girl to reach out to her, it seems like they probably have some kind of a relationship with her. So she could have said, me and such, we talked, and I let her know that your mom passed away, and because let me put myself in this position, right? Because I don't have a relationship, but this is in my family. But there's a family member that I don't have a relationship with, right? And when my mom passed away, everybody in the family knew about it. But this one person, she didn't reach out to me. And one of my cousins had to say, reach out to him, text him, call him, check on him, right? So I mean, I get it from, especially when it comes to grief and stuff. I definitely 100% get it. But Aunt Nikki was like, she said that she did something that she shouldn't have, and she did say that she's talked to Lakeisha, and I guess at that point, she and Lakeisha, they were fine. So then Jamisha is talking to Aunt Nikki about the property again, right? And what she wants to do is she wants to sit down with Aunt Cheryl and Aunt Charlotte and talk about this. So that way she can get someone else, on her side. She can present her ideas to them, and hopefully they can go back to Granny Oscarine and, make this deal, something solid. And you guys have changed my mindset completely. I will say that because I read the comments every week, and my mindset has completely changed because I'm team everybody else. That I do believe that Granny Oscarine should, Now here's the thing. Damn, I was gonna say she could, because I would hate, the thing that I hate is we that she would be skipping over her children to sell to her grandchildren. That is the only thing that kind of, you know, I go back and forth with, right? But I do definitely feel that they should keep the land in the family, keep the land, build on the land, and rent out the houses. Since they want to do houses, rent them out. I definitely think they should do that. But I do feel a way that in order to do that, you kind of have to step over her children. And that's where the dilemma comes in for me. It's feeling like we're stepping over the G1s to go to the G2s so that the G2s can make the money. So let me know what you guys think. I love hearing you guys' opinions about this. So feel free to jump down in the comment section and let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are about that. And we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing, you guys. So the next scene we see, which was a hilarious scene to me, because I was like, this scene can't be serious. So we got Monet, Jaquita, and Lakeisha meeting up, and they're going to be working out. And I'm using air quotes, right? Because when Jaquita showed up, I was like, Jaquita got a wig on, Jaquita got makeup on. Then when Monet showed up, I said, now I don't know if Monet has a wig on, but I know Monet has her hair done and has a face full of makeup. I was like, y'all not really working out. The only person who I thought would probably work out would have been Lakeisha, but Lakeisha came with donuts. I was like, y'all ain't serious about this. This is just a scene for y'all. And I'm cool with it. It is what it is, right? So they worked out, and we get to work out with them, and they talked about Justin's performance, right? So Jaquita, so it seems that Jaquita, Monet are close, they're closer to Lakeisha than I guess you would say Jamisha and Nicola, right? Because they also talked about Nicole and Lakeisha going to therapy with each other. And they did say to her that, they may have jumped to some conclusions when it comes to the situation with um, Keisha and Caramel. Absolutely. And I saw some comments last week on Twitter and on other people's videos, right? Where they had an issue that the family has had conversations about Lakeisha's relationship behind her back. I can get it, and I can't, and like I said last week, my family and I, we've had conversations about some of my family members, and as long as I don't think with them it was in a gossipy way, right? I don't feel like it was that. I feel like it was more so out of concern, and like I said last week, the problem that I had with Caramel was the fact of her mom just passed away. Give her some time to grieve the death of her mother, and then you can come back and be like, okay, so your ex-girlfriend texts you. Why did she text? What was the reason for her texting you, and all that kind of stuff. But don't do it right after. Like, don't do it the week of, the day of, the week of, the month of. Give it at least, give her at least a month or two to settle into her grief, and then maybe let's ease into it and address it, right? But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Like I said, I love hearing you guys' thoughts and opinions, and we can discuss it in the comment section, you guys. But that is it for that. We'll go ahead and move on to the next scene. So the next scene we have is Nicole. So she and Jermisha, they're sitting down and they're having a conversation about Chris and this contract, right? And the thing that I will say about Chris and the contract, right? Because like I said, listening to them talk, it's really interesting when you hear them talk, right? Because listening to Chris in an earlier scene, it seems as if they are asking him to do more responsibilities, but at the same rate. But then when you hear Nicole and Jamisha talk, also sounded like they pay Chris, they're paying Chris more than what he actually does for Braden Realty. So I don't know what, again, like I said, at this point, I don't really know where I stand when it comes to being on Chris's side or on Nicole and Jermisha's side. But Jermisha, actually, no, it wasn't Jermisha. It was Nicole who called Chris up, right? Chris didn't answer her phone call, went to voicemail. She sent him a text message and she hasn't heard from him. And then, they want to do some marketing so that they can go into luxury realty. And I was like, okay, cool. So, see, this is the thing about Family Empire Houston that I like. I like the I like the family dynamic. I like the business aspect. I like the little lighthearted shade that we have. If we can keep it here and don't go dark, because again, this is a Carlos King production. Love and Marriage Huntsville has gone. It's still dark, and I don't even watch it no more. Love and Marriage DC this past season, they went dark. Bell Collective, they've gone dark, right? Only shows currently that he has that are not in a dark space is Bold and Bougie, which I don't know if they got renewed for season 2 or not, but Bold and Bougie, that other show that he has on WeTV with the gospel people, I don't know if that show got renewed for a season 2 or not. And then also this show. Like, I hope that none of these shows go dark. I truly hope not. But you guys will see. And yeah, that's really all. But like I said, definitely you guys tell me where you guys land when it comes to the Chris thing. Let me know where you guys land on that, and we will go ahead and move on to the next scene, you guys. So the next scene we got is Jaquita. So Jaquita and Chris, they are having their anniversary, which they talked about that earlier in the episode, which I forgot to mention it. But she's planning their anniversary. So we see as she and Chris, they're doing a dance instructor. They had a dance instructor, and they were having dinner. Chris has two left feet because I was looking at him dancing. I was like, the struggle is 100% real. So they sat down for dinner, and they've been married for 6 years. So Chris asked Jaquita how she feels about the marriage, and she says she feels like they are stagnant, right? Because she wants a house, she wants to have another child, but at this current time they're stagnant. And they've been married for 6 years now. I don't know how long they've been in a relationship, but they've been together for 6 years. So 4 years ago was a pandemic. So they really only had 2 years of a relationship of a marriage pre-pandemic. So he was in the oil and gas field. He had got laid off from his job. And so he's only, I think she said, like 2 years into his entrepreneurial thing. So she then asked him about, what is he going to do when it comes to the brokerage? And he says that he's still trying to fill it out. He said he could go in there the day of and have the conversation with, Jermisha and what's her name, Nicole, and he could say yeah, he'll sign it, or he can say no. And that leads us into the final scene of the episode. So we're at Braden Realty. We have Nicole and we have Jermisha in the office space, and Chris comes in with Jaquita, and Chris lets them know that he's thought about it and he decided that he is not going to sign that contract. But Chris came with his own contract, so we'll see what happens with that in episode 5. But we won't, like I said, we won't get episode 5 until the 26th, no, the 16th of August, you guys. So how many weeks is so from this past week? We will be, oh God. So this week is 4, like what, 4 weeks from now? Yeah. I don't understand that because the Olympics is only 2 weeks. But yeah, you guys, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, you guys, share the video. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourself, you guys, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.